Welcome back to the channel, guys. So holiday season has started and I would like to start by wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. I hope you have some quality time with your family. So today we are going to see a team which can deal very high damage to your opponent and is probably one of the classiest teams which I've used till now. So the team consists of Gyarados, Sirfetch'd and Gengar, and I think with shields down this team can steamroll pretty much anything. So you would see a lot of chaos in this video, which I think almost everyone likes to see, and I really enjoyed playing with this team a lot. So if you are new to the channel, if you like our content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. We are trying to reach 300 subscribers before New Year, so help us reach the target, guys. And if you want to join the Battleset Discord server, the link is there in the description down below. So let's start with the team composition, and as I mentioned, we are running Gyarados, Sirfetch'd and Gengar. So we are running Gengar with all ghost moves, and we are using close combat on Sirfetch'd. I guess you can use Brave Bird as well, but I prefer close combat for certain steel matchups. But yeah, definitely Brave Bird is also a way to go. So the team obviously lacks in bulk, which is obvious from the PV poke rating, and it sounds decent on in the terms of coverage. Safety, it's not good, but I have not seen I have not been able to compose a lot of teams which are good in terms of safety. Not sure, but I really struggle composing good Ultra League Premier teams. But all in all, I think this team did really well. I would one change if I would have to do in this team, I would really like to switch out Gyarados and look for a new lead, because Gyarados in the lead, if it gets something like Khaled, the entire team can really struggle. So yeah, I mean that's one change which I would like to do that in this particular team composition. So without further delays, let's start with the battles and see how the battle goes. So let's see, we get an Empoleon lead, and I faced a lot of Empoleon today. I mean, out of 25 games I played, I think there were close to 10 Empoleons. So Empoleon, I'm not sure if any YouTuber has made a video on Empoleon leads, but let's see how it goes, because we both are doing some neutral damage with the fast moves, and like Aqua Tail and Ito can be resisted. So the opponent shields the first crunch, and let's go of the another. So at this point I can let go of my Gyarados and come in with Gengar to farm a lot of energy, and especially with both of the shields up, I think we are looking really good. So definitely would want to shield the first Itokan, and the opponent comes in with Charizard. So Gengar with energy is pretty deadly, and I think even if the opponent invests a shield now, this Charizard is probably in close combat range. So not really sure. Maybe I could have stayed in with Gengar, but I would really like to have Surfaced as a closer. So this close combat will take out the Charizard. Let's see. Unfortunately the opponent has an Abomasnow in the back, so definitely I would want to shield this. And now I think I charge some extra energy, so that just in case the opponent tries to go for a sack swap, so close combat will take out the Abomasnow and counter down the Empoleon to take that match. So yeah, good game. In the next one, and in an Alolan Muck lead, so this matchup is pretty neutral as long as you manage to shield the Sludge Wave, and the opponent is definitely charging up to a Sludge Wave. Let's see if the opponent goes for it. So the opponent is able to land a Sludge Wave, which is not really good. So now I've got a bit greedy there. I tried to farm some extra energy, but this gave the opportunity to me to come in with the Surface, and now the opponent has a Charizard in the back. So I farm a lot of energy off my Surface and go for a Leaf Blade in order to get a shield, and the opponent shields, which is really good. But Charizard is able to reach to a Dragon Claw, and Surface could have survived that, but I would still like to keep a lot of energy off my Surface. But the Charizard is able to go for another Dragon Claw, and going for close combat to either knock down the Charizard or take the opponent shields. The opponent the Charizard almost goes down, but the opponent has a Tangrowth in the back. So going for Shadow, I think it was a Shadow Ball, yeah. And the opponent does not shield, which is really good for us, because now I can shield this Rock Slide and Shadow Claw down the Tangrowth. And I think this is the caveat of running Gengar, because the opponent will always be in two minds to shield the Shadow Ball or not. So in the next one, and we are in a in a Togekiss lead. So this lead is very bad for us because we cannot obviously come in with Surfaced, and Gengar will also take a lot of damage from those charms. So I shield this Ancient Power because I was sure that I would get to another Aqua Tail, and this Aqua Tail will bring down this Togekiss very low, and potentially I will be able to Shadow Claw down this Togekiss. I think I might need to invest a shield here. Maybe because Gengar would have survived the Ancient Power, but I still like to keep my Gengar healthy. So in comes another Charizard. So getting a lot of Charizards in the back as well, and this is Wing Attack Charizard as well. So going for Shadow Punch to do some chip damage, and Charizard will need to throw because Gengar is very spammy with those Shadow Claws, and I would have to get to a Leaf Blade in order to take down the Charizard, which I do, and counter damage has really added up despite being resisted, and the opponent has a Machamp in the back. So I throw the energy because to do some chip damage only, because I knew that Machamp will get a cross chop at the same time we get to a Leaf Blade. So yeah, I mean, maybe if we could have farmed some extra energy, we could have gotten to close combat to take that match. So yeah, good game. Wasn't a very horrible lead, so I safe swap to Gengar, but the opponent has an Alolan Mug in the back, so that's not really good for us. But Shadow Ball, as you can see, does a massive amount of damage, especially when it lands. So now maybe I can pull off this switch, because now I would be able to pair this, but the opponent shields the Shadow Punch, which is really good, and I think I should have charged up to a Shadow Ball there, because a Shadow Punch is definitely not going to work for us. So I let go of my Gengar now because I want to come in with Surface and farm down this Alolan Mug. So let's see what the opponent comes back in with. So they come with for Surface of their own. So I go for a close combat. Let's see if I grab the opponent shields or not. So the opponent will shield, and I immediately swap to Gyarados. And I think I cannot take this one. I don't remember if I win this one or not. So going for a Crunch, this will bring down the tan growth very low. So now I can let go of my Gyarados and come in with Surface of my own to farm down this tan growth and get ahead on energy. So did not shield that Rock Slide, and I think the opponent undercharged. They're not sure what happened, but now I would definitely be able to shield this Leaf Blade from the opponent, and since the opponent was out of energy, I was safe. It was safe to go for a close combat, but I think even Leaf Blade would have taken down the Sirfetch'd. So yeah, good game. In a very horrible lead. So coming in with Gengar save, so the opponent is staying in. Maybe they will go for Thunder Punch and bail. So let's see if the Ampharos bails. Yeah, the opponent bails, and I go for a Shadow Punch bait. Let's see if the opponent shields. If they do not, it will be very bad, but the opponent shields, which is really good, and that's what I like about Gengar, because it has a lot of bait potential, and Shadow Ball almost takes down the Gyarados. And if now I would have to let go of my Gengar, and now it's not looking really good for us. So I come in with Surface to get ahead on energy. But they have a Cantomuk in the back, so that's not really good, because Cantomuk would be resisting all of our charge moves and fast moves coming from Surface. So they go for Thunder Punch, which does massive amount of damage, and I am not able to reach another charge move, which is not really good for us. But since Surface was loaded on energy, I think maybe still we have a chance, but I didn't know how this matchup goes. We are already at 3 Leaf Blades, and we have a shield intact, so let's see how it goes. And Cantomuk is kind of a tanky Pokemon because it took Leaf Blade pretty well. So they go for Thunder Punch, due to which I need to invest my shield. So I'm charging up, and I go for Leaf Blade, and I don't think the opponent will shield. So yeah, at this point they also managed to get a Volt Switch through. So yeah, not really looking good for us. Although we are able to get to this Leaf Blade, but since the counters are resisted against that Alolan Mug, they take the match by 2 HP. So yeah, really close game. In a horrible lead, because Executor will do a lot of damage to our Gyarados. So since Confusions are not doing that much, I stay in this match because I want to grab the opponent shields, and that's the key of running Dragon Breath Gyarados, that if you are able to grab the opponent shields up front, that will be really good, because now even if Yeah, they swapped to Snorlax, but I was going to say that even if they continue to stay in this matchup, I could have come in with Gengar and farm a lot of energy. But that's even better for us because now they have come in with Snorlax, which gave us the opportunity to evade that Shadow Executor for this surface, and this Leaflet will get knocked down the Snorlax, and I immediately click on Leaflet because Confusion will knock us out immediately. But Surface survived two confusions and it did a decent damage to that Executor, and now they have an Empoleon in the back, and Empoleon shieldless will not be able to do a lot of damage to us, and especially since we have the shield, so we shield this Drillpeck and go for the Shadow Ball immediately, and Shadow Ball will do a lot of damage to this Empoleon or knocks it out. And I think Seed Bomb will not do enough damage because Seed Bomb does not take out Gengar, and we both simultaneous KO, but we did have a Gyarados in the back, so yeah, good game. In our next one, and in a Shadow Machamp lead, so I was in a lot of matchups when I was leading Shadow Machamp, so I know Shadow Machamp wins the CMP, but even I used to do the same play that I go for a cross chop to bait out of shield, and I think they come in with Ampharos, so not really looking good for us. So I come in with Surface in the intention of farming down this Ampharos, but the Ampharos is able to get to another Thunder Punch, and I think when the opponent gets the energy ahead while switching in, that's not really good. So they come in with Machamp and are able to throw a counter, but we are able to survive one counter and are able to throw our energy, but the opponent makes a really great swap to take that Leaflet on the Skarmory. So I was not expecting a Skarmory in the back. To be honest, it caught me off guard. So I come in with Gyarados to absorb the damage coming in from this Skarmory. And at this point, since I don't have any shields, it's not really looking good for our Gengar as well, because especially since the opponent has their shields intact. So I was farming some extra energy, and I forgot at the time that this Skarmory can shield this and go for a Brave Bird. So yeah, not really looking good for our Gengar. So yeah, losing on that one. Good game. Moving on to the next one in another Empoleon lead, so another horrible lead, and let's see, I go for a Crunch. I don't like to bait here because Aqua Tail will not do any damage to that Empoleon, so I go for Crunch and the Crunch lands. So I let go of this, or they go for Hydro Cannon, not sure what. I think the Gyarados took the damage, it was just a visual glitch. So we swap almost at the same time that I go for my Gengar, and now I would definitely want to shield this Rock Slide, so good shield from our end. So I farm some extra energy and eventually go for Shadow Punch because I think it was the Machamp was almost at they definitely was at another charge move. So they were at Rock Slide. I was expecting a cross shot, to be honest. Maybe they sneak in a counter somewhere. So going for Shadow Ball directly, there was no point in waiting since we had Sirfetch'd and the opponent lets go of it, which is even better. So since Empoleon was already very low, I can go for Shadow Punch and the opponent will shield, but we will be able to beat the Empoleon to the next charge move, and I think the Gengar basically swept the entire team there. So yeah, Gengar is a really strong Pokemon. Good game. In a very strong lead again, so going up against Swampert, so we will not be taking any damage unless they are running Sludge Wave, but looks like they eventually swaps to Escavalier, and I immediately swap to the Surfetch'd, which is really good because Surfetch'd will be able to take down this Escavalier pretty fast. So I'm going in, I'm throwing the Leaflet because I really want to grab the opponent's shields, missing a bubble there, and again missing a bubble there. Not sure, the grass charge moves are very easy, but the opponent ends up investing both the shields, which is really good for us because now Gengar can't really shine unless they have a Snorlax in the back. So I come in with Gengar to get ahead on energy, and they have a Charizard in the back, so I immediately swap to my Gyarados and throw this Aqua Tail. This will bring down the Charizard to half health, and we already have another Aqua Tail ready from all the energy we farmed off that Swampert. So not really looking good for our opponent because I let go of my Gyarados, but they go for Hydro Cannon. Maybe they are running Earthquake and Hydro Cannon. So going for a Crunch to take down the Swampert and take the match. So yeah, good game. and in a Gallet lead. So this lead, I really dread this lead because Gallet can pretty much wipe out my entire team, and I would, if I want to win this matchup, I need to invest both the shields. So especially since the Gallet wins the CMP against Gyarados, and I really cannot save swap to anything because Leaf Blade coming in from Gallet will do a lot of damage to even to Gengar and Sirfetch'd. So I invest both the shields in my Gyarados, and going for Aqua Tail, the opponent invests their shields as well. So now if the Gallet does not throw, I was going to say that if the Gallet tries to farm us, it will not be able to, and we managed to win the CMP there. And I think I made a mistake there that I immediately swapped to Gengar, but this allows us to throw our throw the Shadow Punch to that Magnezone, and I think I made a mistake there of throwing the close combat right away. But that Empoleon must have been almost at the drill peck, which would have taken us down. And no, unfortunately, this Mirror Shot takes us down since we were debuffed. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, and in a very favorable lead in the form of this Dragonite, and this is the one advantage I feel like of running Gyarados, because I was seeing a lot of Dragonites and Kingdra leads. So going for Aqua Tail, I think not a very good play because the opponent is not likely to shield there. But fortunately, we are able to farm down the Dragonite, and in comes Venusaur. So I'm not stopping out of this because I like to match my Gengar against that Venusaur. So Dragon Breath damage has already added up with the crunch damage, and Venusaur is already pretty low. So let's see, the Venusaur is not switching out, making me think that what they have in the back, especially since they have both the shields intact and they have a Clefable. So I blind swap there to my Sirfetch'd, not knowing what Mon was incoming, and they let go of the Leaf Blade, which is really good because Chance will be resisted on the Gengar, and now I would look to farm down this Clefable completely. So I managed to farm down the Clefable, and this allowed me to take the win with the opponent both the shields intact. So good game. Was another Dragon lead, and in comes Snorlax, so I immediately swapped to Sirfetch'd, and looking really good for us. I don't expect the Snorlax to shield because Snorlax anyway will not be able to win against Sirfetch'd. So they go for Body Slam, which does a lot of damage, but we will be able to farm down the Snorlax is able to throw a charge move, but I eventually end up shielding because close combat from Sirfetch'd will do a lot of damage to that Dragonite, even though it's resisted. I mean, it takes half health of the Dragonite, and this does not allow Dragonite to farm a lot of energy off us. And Gyarados can survive one Dragon Claw, so no need to shield. And we are able to farm down the Dragonite with a lot of energy. And they have an Empoleon in the back, so I go for Crunch to do some chip damage. And the Empoleon will shield, so this Empoleon will have to throw the charge move. So going for Crunch again, and expecting the shield at Empoleon ends. So Empoleon does not shield, and this will give us this brings this Empoleon in the farm down range of Shadow Punch, or in the Shadow Punch range. And the Gengar, I think, will now be able to shield this charge move and be able to Shadow Claw down, or the Empoleon has another Hydro Cannon ready, but I think Gyarados will be able to farm down with 2 HP remaining. So yeah, good game. In the next one, we are in an Obstagoon lead. The opponent immediately swaps out to Clefable, which is kind of really good for us because now we do not want to see, like our Farfetch'd will not want to see that Clefable around. So going for Shadow Punch, yeah, the opponents end up shielding. So I also shield. I anticipated because there is a Obstagoon in the back. I really don't want a lot of health of my Gengar, so that's why I farmed down this Clefable so that Obstagoon does not get a chance to farm down us. So they definitely in comes Obstagoon, and we are able to we will be able to throw those shadow balls, but Obstagoon will just farm us down because Obstagoon counters are resisted, or they end up throwing the charge move, which is kind of good for us because they got rid of some of their energy, but they are rocking double charmer and comes in with Togekiss. So since they saw my surface, they probably know that they can win if they keep the Togekiss alive. So at this point, I cannot do anything against this Togekiss because Togekiss will resist everything coming in from the surface. If we had Brave Word, maybe, but not sure. Yeah. surrendering that match. Good game. Moving to the next one, in another Khaled lead. So again, this is the lead which I do not want to see running this team, and I go for Aqua Tail, and I think the opponent overtapped there, or they are trying to charge up to 2 Leaf Blades, so they would shield the first charge move, and I would like to bring down this Khaled very low, because the confusions coming in from Khaled will chunk away at our Gengar, but they eventually make a swap to Venusaur, and I throw my energy. Maybe it was a questionable play, because especially since we are out of shields. So going now, I will have to go for Shadow Punch, and the opponent ends up shielding the Shadow Punch. But Gengar will take a lot of damage from that Frenzy Plant, even though it's resisted. So going for Shadow Punch, this will definitely take out the Venusaur, and expecting Gallet to come back. So Gallet comes in, and I think maybe I should come in with Gyarados, not sure. Yeah, I come in with Gyarados, and this will force the opponent to throw their energy, and now I think I can farm down the Gallet with the confusions, and especially, yeah, Swampert will take a lot of damage and go down to a Leaf Blade, and that's one disadvantage of running Swampert, that even if a Leaf Petal hits it goes down pretty badly. So yeah, in another Khaled lead, so getting a lot of Khaled leads along with the Empoleon, so that's why I did not do a lot good in today's sets, but that's why I'm looking to swap out of Gyarados lead, because maybe go in with something another. Maybe I would prefer coming in with something like Dragonite, or yeah, definitely a better mon than Gyarados. So we are letting go of our Gyarados, because Galad is low enough, and we will be able to farm off this Galad taking one confusion. And since we both are out of shields, we can potentially beat the opponent, and they have a Poliwrath in the back. So I come in with my Sirfetch'd, and fortunately they have Abomasnow in the back, so Abomasnow will just go down to the close combat. It cannot survive, and even if it's a dynamic punch, I think we can no, I definitely will not survive, but they go for Ice Punch, and they had back-to-back Ice Punches already, so definitely it's a good for us, because Gengar can now come in and Shadow Claw down the Poliwrath. So yeah, good game. And I think this team is decent enough, but since I was getting a lot of Khaled and Empoleon leads, I will swap out Gyarados and look for a new mon in the lead. But I think Sirfetch'd and Gengar in the back are pretty deadly, especially with the shields down. So I hope you enjoyed these battles, and I hope you learned something from it. And if you find the video enjoyable, do hit the like and subscribe button. I would really appreciate that a lot, and thank you for watching.